Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I appreciate you taking out time to check out the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Much appreciated in advance. But without further ado, let's get into it. Today, we are talking about a game that is probably overdue, even though we haven't got that many episodes already compared to what we will have in the end. But this is a legendary game. Has a handful of sequels, but not really what I'm going to be talking about. I want to focus on the original, and that is the legendary, the one, the only Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, or just Punch-Out. Doesn't really matter. I know there's two versions, one with Mr. Dream, and then one with Mike Tyson, same character, different skin. And they're not even what the focal point of this episode will be about, because to me, what makes Punch-Out great is every fighter outside of Mr. Dream or Mike Tyson. Like, this is one of the first games I remember playing to where every character is memorable in their very own way, right? And going through each fight and learning the tendencies and the perfect way to beat each character was just something, it's a legendary experience for me. I remember hooking the game up to my dad's floor model TV. For those of you who are younger and don't know what that is, before we had all the cool HD versions, when we still had the big back TVs, they came out with these versions of TVs called floor models, where it was like an entertainment center kind of built into the TV, where the floor model itself would be, let's say, 60 inches and the actual screen would be 36. But it had the big speakers on the side. It was in color, which again, that means something because not every TV was in color. Even as early or as late as the 90s, I still had a black and white TV in my room. So my dad let me hook it up to the big floor model TV. And I just remember looking at it like, oh man, I can see so many more details. You know, I can see what Von Kaiser's going to do now. I can really see his little eyebrows go up and down. And, you know, that was a game changer in itself. But, you know, each of the fighters you go against, they all have their own little moves and tendencies and their own backgrounds. And then the character that you play is called Little Mac. Now, this had a big significance for me because my dad's name is Matthew, but he also has a nickname Mac. And so the character being called Little Mac, I felt like, you know, that was fate. That was destiny. And then his trainer is named Doc, and that's also my nickname. So I was like, oh yeah, this is all me. This game was made for me and me only, nobody else. But you know, this is another game that me and my brothers played over and over again, trying to, you know, beat the whole game. You know, if you are just doing the actual fights and not the password to fight Mr. Dream or Mike Tyson, you know, you start off with going through Glass Joe, and you got Von Kaiser, Piston Honda, then you get into Don Flamingo, King Hippo, you got Tiger, and then you go into Ball Bull, you got Soda Popinski, you have Mr. Sandman. I know I'm forgetting somebody, but I can't think of the top of my head. I know you go, because some of the people you fight multiple times. So it's not like there's that many characters, but there's enough of them, right? And as you're going through, it's more timing, it's more knowing the tendencies, and the game is hard. Like, it sets you up early on to be like, oh, this is going to be a cakewalk. And even knowing the timing of the moves and things like that, still it's hard. As you can see, a lot of my runs are based on how good I do against Tiger. And I wasn't doing pretty good this time. I felt real confident coming in. You know, the first few fights, as you can see, I'm doing good. I'm dodging. I'm making the most of it. I'm getting my star punches, and then man starts teleporting. I can't get my counter off the, you know, one hit knockdown. That was the other thing, is like a lot of the fighters in the game have ways to knock them down with one or two hits, like a punch and a star punch, or, you know, if you time them during their moves, like Ball Bull, when he charges at you, if you catch him in the stomach, it automatically knocks him down, all those things. And that's what made Punch-Out so cool, is figuring out how to like perfect these different fighters, because they're all difficult. And then when you get down to like Sandman and Super Macho Man, it's all about just war of attrition. It's not about how fast you can knock them out. You know, you get to Soda Popinski, you can still, you know, catch him with a couple star hits and knock him out, but you get to those later fights and they out for blood. And the cool thing was you get the password so you could start back from where you left off. But our thing was in my house was you start at class Joe, you work your way up every time. It's about the journey just as much as it is about, beating a certain fighter or getting to the end of the game. You got to earn that right. You got to go through the steps. You got to go through the ranks. So that was always cool, trying to start at the bottom and climb your way all the way up to the top. And it's one of those games where I first started feeling accomplished the further I got in it. So I wanted to, who could I get to? Can I beat it this time? Was this going to be the run? Because it was all about making that run. Were you going to be able to take down, get all the way to Super Macho Man and take him down? Because that was the real goal. It's cool to put the password in and knock out Mike Tyson. But it was more fun to start at the beginning and just go all the way through the ranks. And I know that everybody has played Punch Out, right? You either played the Mike Tyson version or you played the Mr. Dream version, but you've played Punch Out. This is my favorite version of Punch Out. I've played the other ones. They're not bad. I mean, they're pretty good, except for the original arcade one. That was kind of weird. But the SNES version, the one for the Wii, all of those are pretty good games. But nothing ever felt quite as good to me. And it's simple, because that's the other thing is we went further with new versions of it and tried to add some stuff to it. I'm not here for all of that. Just give me my hearts, my star punches, Lil Mac, Doc, and just let me run through these people. But I want to know who's your favorite characters. Did you beat it? Did you get stuck? My personal favorite is Soda Popinski, just because my man's laughing at all times. Like he's here because he knows he's gonna drop you, and he's gonna laugh as soon as you get dropped. And I always just thought his laugh was hilarious. I couldn't make it to him this time, and I didn't want to cheat, so I kind of just went as far as I could and let the result speak for itself. I know I've beaten the game before, so I don't feel any judgment. But I also wanted to show the falls as much as I showed the triumph. So got to make it real for you. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this game. Where do you rank it? Is this version your favorite, or do you like the other versions better? Always appreciate hearing from everybody about these games, because this is a journey hopefully we're taking together. So I want to hear from you as well. But I appreciate you taking our time. Check it out. Be safe. Have fun. Peace.